Okay, so today I got up early, right? And my dream kind of messed me up a little bit because I wanted to go back in my dream to handle the situation in my dream, right? And when I woke up, because I don't like that feeling of leaving shit hanging, right? Even though like I know it's a dream, but like my consciousness was there. I was there. I was about to handle some shit. I was about to save, this woman, right? And her kids. And I didn't get the opportunity to, right? Because I woke up and it was like 5 o'clock, right? And I haven't been sleeping as well lately, but last night I actually felt like I got some sleep. Which I did drink last night, like wine coolers, right? And I don't have the belief that alcohol is toxic to you and lowers your vibration, because a lot of you can get a lot of messages when you're drinking, right? It's toxic in large quantities. It's the dosage of the poison, of the medicine, right? So anyways, I know some people have a belief that like, oh, wine and alcohol lowers your vibration, right? Which I feel it had the effect on my body. But I had like 2 wine coolers because I'm a lightweight now. So anyways, I did sleep pretty good. And I woke up at like 5 and was gonna go back into my dream, because I can do that. I can go back in, I'll go back in, handle it, get that resolved, come back out, start my day. But I was like, no, it was just a dream. I don't need to go back in there. I know what I was going to do, type thing, right? So I watched Ed Mylett and his like 30 minutes of his video this morning, and he was talking about how he schedules his day, how he gets a lot of shit done because he doesn't see like a whole 24 hours as one day, right? Which I like, right? But at one point he was saying that like he's snapping his fingers, and he's saying like alarm goes off in his head every hour. What am I doing to get closer to the goal? And he talks about top performers, right? And how they walk fast. They're quick to get to their shit done, right? Which is pretty much the message. They're quick to get the shit done. But as he's doing that, right, I'm thinking about how it relates to my life, right? Because it was just giving like frantic vibes, right? It was frantic energy, and I used to have that, right? I used to have that. Like, in my video yesterday, I talked about how I'm used to getting shit done myself. Like, I know exactly what to do, how I can get the outcome I want, right? I can make it happen. I can make it happen. And I have full confidence 100% in that, right? But trusting the universe is huge. It was a major leap of faith for me, right? You jump into the unknown, and then you hope you don't fall on your fucking face. And then it comes to a point where you're doing it so much, it's not really faith anymore. It's you know. Why are you wanting attention? You never want attention. What do you want? You know everything works out for you, right? So I didn't like the frantic energy, right? Because I get the shit that I need to get done. Like the shit that I want to get done, right? Done, right? Because being an entrepreneur, it's not like you have one job, you have all of them. You have all of them, right? And me doing this, I'm figuring out this on top of all the other shit that I have going on, right? And it really got me asking like questions to myself, right? And in the next clip of his video, I only watched 30 minutes of it. The man who I'm assuming was interviewing him was talking about everything you do matters, every thought, everything you eat, it's all interconnected, which is absolutely 100% true. And then Ed Mylett has like a realization, because he has been in that frequency of receiving answers before you even ask them, right? But he admits that I don't want to say it's not often, right? But I'm just going to say it's not as often as he wants it to be, right? And I love his honesty. And I love Ed Mylett, right? If he made subliminals, because I love his voice too, I would completely have them on in the background all the time. That would be amazing, right? Which isn't a bad idea to have like subliminals, or not subliminals, but like affirmation, and an affirmation video taking like all these different things of business, like Today Matters. The kittens are playing. Excuse them. They're being rude. So anyways, that video just got me thinking about what I do with my time, right? Because I'm still able to get everything and more done with my time, but I don't have that frantic energy, right? I'm dedicated, I'm driven, but I don't push myself out of lack. You know, where they have the saying where like a lot of successful people like fear of being poor, and that what drives them, right? I've been homeless before, many times before. I'm not scared to fall on my fucking face. I've been there. I know how to pick myself up. I don't have that fear. I don't have that fear, right? And that also makes it where I can take risks easily. I can easily put everything on the line. Obviously, I would say it's calculated risk, but most of the things I do now are not based on logic. They're based on my intuition. Because in the past, I have used logic and didn't listen to my intuition. And it took me longer to get to where I wanted to be, even though like logically, it was the most sound decision, right? And I'm not stupid. I feel very intelligent. And I was very intelligent too, but I feel more intelligent now, right? Now that I listen to my intuition more than logic. Like, yes, I still have the ego mind, the logical mind, right? I still have knowledge. I still love to learn and add. And I'm still guided, right? And since I have done it so much over the past few years, I feel like I have sped up the things that I do. Like, you know, when you're creating goals and doing this and that and the third, you set your like list of shit that you're doing in a day. But well, my list has grown larger, but I'm able to accomplish a lot. I'm able to accomplish all of those, right? A lot. I'm able to do a lot, right? And it doesn't feel frantic. It doesn't feel like much effort because it's effortless. The dude that was interviewing Ed Mylett, or, you know, they were like just having a conversation, I don't even know the dynamic. He talked about it being an effortless way of life, right? When you add so much to your schedule, at first it feels frantic, it doesn't feel right. But adding those over time feels effortlessly. Feels effortless. It's effortlessly, right? So today really does matter, right? What you do with your time really does matter. But take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. If you were to die today, what would you do? Ed Mylett talks about being 128. I never thought I would live to 16, and now that I'm my age, I felt old even then, but that's because I have an old soul. But I don't want to live to 128. No, sir. I didn't live past 50 in my last lifetime, and that is a scary thought, that I would live to 50. Even though I know I get better with age, and I know, I know things, right? But that's a weird thought, that I would actually live to 50, live beyond 50. To me, that's weird. And I don't plan my future like I'm going to live to 50. But I feel Ed Mylett talks about how your goals are closer than you think they are, right? I don't know what this cat's doing. It's a kitten. They're all kittens. Anyways. I don't know. I forgot. I was distracted by the cat, right? It happens. It happens. The whole point is, what are you doing with your time and energy? I don't plan my future thinking that it's like, this is where I'm gonna be at in 50 years. That was my point. I don't plan the future based off that logic. I plan my future like, where am I going to be at in a year? Where am I wanting to be at in a year? And it coincides with that one video that he did where, like, what is your goal, your impossible goal? Give it an impossible, like, time frame. And fuck all the rest, essentially, right? Hyper focus. It's your focus. It's what you do with your time, yes. It's what you do with your priorities, yes. Like, if it's a priority, fucking get it done, right? I just don't have that frantic energy. I don't have that. I need to get it done fucking right now. Even if I were to die at the end of the day today, I knew I would get shit done, but I would die knowing I did everything I could today. I did everything I could, you know? So it kind of gave me that, those questions, right? That reflection. So, if you were to die today, what would you do? Who would you call? Who would you want to talk to? Well, how would you use your time and energy, right? And in one of my previous videos, I mentioned how to be successful, how to feel successful every single day. And it's linked to what would you do today if you died tonight in your sleep? Let's say nothing like gruesome or anything like that. Definitely not. But what would you do? What would you do? Because I would still do all the things with my business, with my kids, with my energy, with the people around me that I love. I would still hit every aspect of my life, but I would hit it today, right? I would do all those things today, right? And I'm not perfect. There are some things that I can improve on. I was just thinking about it actually, because I don't time block, but when I make my list of shit to do every single day, I do that month by month, right? And I look over it every single day. My list of shit to do today, right? And I have a section for like 3 priorities, but I usually list a lot more priorities than that. It's just 3 is my favorite number, and if I list more than that, it'll give me like that frantic energy, and I'm not in like a high vibrational mode. I'm in that like frantic mode, and I don't like that, right? So I'm thinking about how it would change. Because even though I do live in alignment with the things that I want, I'm sure that there are things that I would want to do today before I died, right? If I died tonight in my sleep, whatever, I'm not scared of it. I'll think like that. What would I want to do today? Because it also ties in with your goal is not as far as you think it is. Like Ed Mylett mentioned that in his video today, it's not as far as you think it is. So that's why a lot of people procrastinate, is because they think it's farther away than what it really is instead of getting the shit done. But that's a good question for you to ponder. That's a good question for me to ponder. As you see, I'm gonna in this video so I can ponder it some more, What would you do with your day? How would you live? And please don't be scared of death, right? Don't have that fear. This is not about being fearful. I don't promote fear at all. There's nothing to be afraid of. What would you do today? Excuse me. But what would you do today? Let me know in the comments below. What do you plan on doing today? What do you want to do with your time and energy? It's very interesting. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being alive today and using your energy and time wisely. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you later.